Good morning, everyone. Hey, Kevin, I'm going to switch real quick if you want to mute.
All the way from Kennesaw, Georgia. How many miles is that, Jennifer? 87 miles she drove to be with us this morning. We love you, and you are wonderful, and you have
I call it my me time.
your me time. It's your me time. When I was first minister here for the first 5 years, I was commuting back and forth from Smyrna, Georgia.
Oh, I didn't realize you were all the way
Yeah,
up there.
and that was my time to practice the message.
Yeah.
I'd be in the car and I've got this hour and a half to practice and think about things. So good morning, everyone. So glad to see people here in person on a rainy, cold day, and to know that people are watching on the live stream. It's really challenging not to just talk to the camera all the time, so you catch me doing that. Funny, up at Unity headquarters, they're having a big conference. I believe it's for Summit this year, which would be in February. It would be Unity Worldwide Ministries. And they said, well, we're going to do it in person at the village, but we're also live streaming, so excuse us if we're looking in the camera all the time. I can relate to that.
Well, we train ourselves to get used to looking at the camera, and then we can't take our eyes off the camera like that.
Yeah, exactly. And we go somewhere else and we're like talking to one spot all day long. You know? We're really glad to have you with us this morning. And everyone else, thank you so much for being here. I'm Reverend Bronte. If you are watching live stream and this is your first time, please let us know and send up a little message or a like or a heart. Yeah, only a like or a heart, no other choices.
No wow, unless it's like, no, wow, that is awesome.
No frowny faces. And we're just glad to let you know that we're happy to see you. So also, if you'd like more information, you can email us at unityathens@gmail.com. So this morning we're going to open with prayer, and then we'll have a reading of the daily word by our prayer chaplain that is on duty today, Mary Connor. What does that mean? That means if you have a prayer request, you can just ask Mary after the service, hi, Mary, would you pray with me? And she'll say, sure. Yes, and go in a quiet spot and pray together. So following Mary reading the daily word, our other Mary here today, Reverend Mary Covington from Flint, Michigan, will but she will tell us some wisdom as our unity nugget for today. We're talking about prayer today, so let's do that. Let's center into prayer, taking some breaths, maybe putting away anything that's been on our mind or on our hearts. Or if you can't quite put it away, then just wrap it in this time of prayer, knowing that things really do turn out in good ways, and that Spirit is always with us because Spirit is within us. And we can turn to that energy, that light, that love at any time. Whether it's a tearful time or a cheerful time or a time when you're uncertain, just turn within. Starting out with relaxing, letting go, and then in gratitude, being grateful for the things that we're so happy are in our lives, things we're thankful for, things that we love. It could be dear ones or situations or places we live or travel. It could be the opportunity to be alive in the body in this world at this time, making a difference in large and small and often unknown ways. So we breathe that in, that knowingness, perhaps putting a prayer out for someone you love or care about. We breathe and let go. We breathe and let go. We breathe and let go. And say, thank you, Infinite Spirit, your name for the divine. O Holy All, thank you. And so it is.
I really need that. Sure. So today I just flipped this book open. I flipped this book open today, and it says pray for others.
Hey,
How about that?
perfect.
My prayers are a blessing for myself and others. For every challenge that can show up in someone's life, there is a spiritual solution. I take this to heart as I pray with others. The events of the world may feel beyond my control, but I control my response to them. As I feel my connection to God in prayer, I feel uplifted. I behold everyone and everything through a new lens of possibility and promise. With this refreshed perspective, I let go of my attachments, let go of judgment, and pray from an indwelling spirit, with my awareness fully focused on my oneness with God. The radiant light that illuminates my mind, my heart, and the minds and hearts of all those whom I pray, gratefully, I release concern about outcomes and resolutions and assure that all is truly well. And from Ephesians, pray in the Spirit at all times, in every prayer and supplication.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And you know the word good is elaboration on something fantastic, on the word God. They blame it on the Dutch, good, but hey, in any language, God is God, the one, the great one, whatever we want to call him. And so this morning I want to reflect with you on an awesome experience that I've had, and I believe you could have, if you ever go to Unity Village. Unity Village is that special place for me on the planet that is my spiritual home. And there's this special place in the village called the Peace Chapel. It's open to anyone who's on the grounds and chooses to visit. It's not elaborate. It's not, how shall I say, well, it is fantastic because it has about 4 to 6 old-fashioned folding type chairs, only they fold in an old Spanish style. And there's one word on the wall: peace. You sit there and you can zoom out to whatever level you think you want, but you touch God. And there's no music, nothing to distract you from your oneness with the I am, and the reminder that you are part of that I am. Now, when you feel the need, or that invisible finger touches you on your shoulder, then you know it's time for you to leave. I didn't recognize that other people had such emotional attachment, such spiritual attachment to the chapel until the year I was there in ministerial school. And the memo went out that the Peace Chapel would be closed. Oh, the turmoil, the upheaval, the disgruntlement, because people did not either read or they did not write it correctly. That didn't mean that it would be closed permanently. What it meant was that it was being closed for remodeling, temporarily. And they had provided other places for people to sit and pray and meditate. But like those other people, I do understand that those other places did not feel the same as my Peace Chapel. But I understood it was only for a short time, because that means that they were repainting it and cleaning it up and just making it that special, special place. where we could recognize who we really are. Spiritual beings wearing a coat of physicality. So when you're out there in the peace in Unity Village, and I do hope you go to the Peace Chapel. It's a unique, exquisite experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Mary Covington. And I know you spent a lot of time up there over the years, and being close to it, actually, from Flint, Michigan. It's not quite as far. Well, it's not next door, but not as far as it is from Athens, Georgia. But we should think about making people have suggested that maybe we should get a bus or a van or something and take a couple of groups up there at a wonderful time.
It's beautiful. You know, there's also Nehemiah retreats. Yeah. When I was on the national music team, and Reverend Mary is right. There are so many beautiful places, so many different auditoriums and chapels on campus that are just phenomenal. And it's just, you feel, like Reverend Mary was saying, that tangible energy of just decades and decades and generations of prayer and love and peace. And it is a magical experience. And on the Nehemiah retreats, I think all you have to do is pay for your room and board, and then you volunteer around campus. I don't know if they still do those retreats. Do you know?
I heard that they do, because I had to look it up. I was like...
And that's generally summertime months, I think.
So consider that. You could actually volunteer, and then, just to drive up there or fly up there. And
the drive isn't too terribly bad.
I did it, Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was there in June for my second ordination, I drove back straight through 800 miles with a very mild case of COVID.
Oh, gosh.
That I didn't know anything about till I got home.
Wow.
And it was still mild. I just sneezed a lot all the way home, but that was like my memory of driving back from the village. But that was fine and okay, and I didn't give it to anybody, thank you, God. So, yes, consider that. And if you're not familiar with it, go to the websites. Go to unity.org, and you can look at all the beautiful photos. We sent out a email yesterday. Unity Worldwide Headquarters does all the publishing, and they have these beautiful emails that go out twice a month. And it was just full of prayer, and it had a lovely video in it, a sort of, what's the word I want, Lunar New Year video with some floating flowers in the water, but there's also a lot of photos of the village. When I was there, I was asked to look for a special stone that was put in the rose garden. There were all these paved stones all through the fountain area, and it was for Debbie Schroed, our dear musician that made her transition a couple of years ago. And her wife, Terry Hamrick, had ordered one of these stones, and she said, please try to find it while you're up there, Bronte. And there were hundreds of these stones, and it was such a spiritual experience just walking through there and looking at all the names that were commemorated. And some weren't just people that had made their transition, it were people that they were grateful for. And I looked and I looked and I looked, and I couldn't find it. And we were trying to get a hold of someone that might know which stone is where. And then the next day I said, I'm not doing this right. I need to become peaceful, right? We can't find what we think is lost, right?
Right.
So I got very peaceful, and I said, I'm going to do this again. I think it's in this one area. And I just very quietly looked and blessed the stones that I saw, and then all of a sudden, there was Debbie Schroed, and it lit me up. And
she would be so happy. I know she is so happy to be part of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. And I was able to call Terry, and we did some phone video where she could see the stone and wiped it off, and I put some rose petals on it. So there's so much going on up there. So yes, please consider a trip to Unity Village. And following that, we have our very exciting announcement. Yay! There it is. That's the balcony crowd, okay? So here are the announcements. Peggy Olson is starting up her wonderful early morning bookworms, and she's going to do that twice a month. I don't have the exact date, so you will need to contact Peggy on that, and I'm sure we'll have them by next week. And that's at 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning on a Thursday.
That is early bird.
I know. I considered staying up a little later so I could go to one. But it's great. People are commenting how much they enjoy that, and it's on Zoom. So that's the type of Zoom that wasn't the Zoom you were talking about, Mary. And we're also going to be starting a book study group here, probably, I'm guessing it'll be mid-February, and we don't have the book chosen yet, but that will meet here. I love leading those groups, and we always get a great turnout for that. So hopefully you'll consider doing that. Always look for the newsletter, which if you're not getting it, let us know, give us your email, and we'll be sure to get that out to you every week. That has all the details in it. And if you are watching online, it should also be on our website, or you can send us an email at unityathens@gmail.com, and we'll get it to you. That should be the end of the announcements, I do believe. So let's have some meditation time. How about if we do Surely the Presence?
Yes, and don't call me Shirley. No, I'm just kidding.
Why don't we tell
I've always wanted to
folks-
say that.
Why don't we tell folks what the words are? See, we're not going to put the lyrics up.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. There's a holy hush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. And we'll sing it through 3 times. And if you want to listen the first time and join in the second time, or if you already know it, surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. And one last time. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
That's okay. Added another few notes. That's good. And we pause and thank you for that beautiful pathway into the time of meditation, Jennifer. As we get comfortable, however that is for us, some of us like to put our feet flat on the floor, our feet representing faith, feeling the energy of Mother Earth coming up. As we just focus on our breathing for a bit, taking a deep breath, if you will. holding it as long as you're comfortable and then letting go. And as you let go, breathing out anything that might seem troubling, any worries or concerns, things in the world. Breathing in a knowingness that you walk with Spirit, that you live with Spirit, that you breathe with Spirit. It's within, it's all around you, it's within everyone. There is no place where Spirit is not. Perhaps you light a candle, or turn off a light, or stretch. This is a gift you're giving yourself. This is the light you feel in yourself. This is the awareness of divinity within yourself. Always available, always approachable. Always healing and soothing. Allowing all the good that is yours now and in the future. And we breathe and we let go. In this energy field of meditation, we can send out light and love to those we care about, to those that are on our minds. Personal, family, friends, but out into the world. Perhaps sending light and love to someone you know nothing about and never have met, but someone who might be struggling, worried, feeling hopeless or lost. Just sending out light that they sense to turn within and find the comfort, the energy, the healing, the support of the divine. And we use this time to go deeper into the quiet, into the silence. Leaving the background music go and focusing deep within. Perhaps for guidance, a word or phrase, or a feeling, a nudge. Listening clearly to Spirit, and that guidance or nudge or wisdom or phrase may come later as we go deeper into the silence now. On the breath now. what a gift we give ourselves. When we meditate, when we turn within, when we stop the busyness of our days or our minds and just have some quiet time. Just like the Peace Chapel that Reverend Mary was talking about. You can picture yourself there in that quiet anytime you're able. Perhaps before you go to sleep at night or when you wake up in the morning. And when you're ready, you can come around now and open your eyes when you're able, when you feel like it. Or wiggle, or do some calisthenics. Jennifer and I are nodding on that. We won't do that here. You might want to say thank you. You turn on the light or blow out the candle. And know, too, that we do have a meditation room here at Unity Athens. It got a little quieter during the last couple of years. It's just down the hallway, and there's some beautiful lighting in there where you can just sit in the quiet at any time. Speaking of quiet, let's not have any right now. Let's have some music. How about a song now and then another one after the message? Does that sound like a good deal? Okay.
Sounds fantastic.
Let's give Jennifer another round of applause.
Thank you. We won't do any dancing and calisthenics yet, but maybe after the message we will. I was supposed to do a really upbeat song to open the service with, but it was so peaceful already in here, I just felt like it wasn't quite the right time. This was a song written back in 2008, and it's called A Simple Faith. And it's all about having the ears to hear and the eyes to see and the heart to listen. Though the road ahead may not be clear, the God that lives inside will always be right here. And I will follow wherever it leads. A simple faith is all I need. We can conquer any fear when we let our own light shine. We can go for what we want when we remember the divine. So we can face what each tomorrow brings with a joyful heart that is ready now to sing. 'Cause as Spirit guides, we're gonna trust the lead. A simple faith is all we need. Or we can conquer any fears when we let our own light shine. We can go for what we want when we remember the divine. So we can look ahead with confidence. And let's all take a step and jump down off the fence. We have ears to hear and love and eyes to see. A simple faith is all we need. A simple faith is all we need. Oh, a simple faith is all we need. A simple faith is all we need.
Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful song, Jennifer. And you reminded me that our one of our 12 spiritual powers for the month is faith. This is based on Charles Fillmore's book, The 12 Powers of Man, of Humankind. And I'm going to read our affirmation for that. If anyone wants one of these, they are on the table where you can sign in also. It's a meditation on the power of faith. And again, think about your feet. I love standing on the bare earth, my bare feet, and whether it's sand or grass or dirt, and just feel that power from Mother Earth, those ions coming up, the healing energy of that. It goes like this. Today I honor my faculty of faith, whether it is as small as a mustard seed or as large as a mountain. Faith is the energy that carries me forward. It opens my heart to knowing that I am worthy of all good things, including more love. And even if we're feeling like really filled up with love, like, oh, I got so much love in my life, I feel that way when I'm around my family and the grandkiddos, but we're worth and can assume that we can have more love than that. Sometimes it's giving it out. When events around me seem overwhelming, when worry and doubt darken the landscape of my mind, I call forth faith. And we can do that. We can call it forth. That was one of the ideas behind these 12 powers that Charles Fillmore wrote about, that you can call on it. Like, hey, Faith. And if someone's named Faith, they might turn and look at you. But, hey, Faith, come here, fill me up. I can use some more faith today. In prayer, I affirm that faith will see me through. And we're talking about prayer today also. In meditation, I picture a reservoir of faith that I easily draw from. Prime Minister of New Zealand mentioned that she's stepping down and she's not going to go for another election. And I was so touched by her talk that was given, or a little bit of it that was given on the news, that she was just tired. And that's huge to have that kind of self-care, to say, hey, I'm just tired. She said her reservoir just didn't feel full, and she wanted time with her family. And I thought, I just want to fill up her reservoir because I'd like to go to New Zealand and meet her, and she's doing a great job. But no, it's not up to me to fill up someone's reservoir. It's up to her to find the way to fill it up. Faith fills me with trust and confidence. It lightens my load. Faith expands my awareness to recognize the presence of spirit in every person, place, and circumstance. It reminds me to trust in my abilities and to believe in myself, knowing that I am ever and always supported by the divine. Faith uplifts my thoughts and words to create a brighter picture. It reminds me to be open to divine guidance, intuitive knowing, and spiritual nudges like we get in meditation. It aids me in knowing that from a divine perspective, not the news perspective, not the worry perspective, not the, hey, did you hear about this awful thing that went on perspective. From a divine perspective, all is truly well. I want to say all is truly well with me. All is truly well. One more time. All is truly well from a divine perspective. Now, if you say to someone that's going through something, all is truly well, they might just want to go like, get out of here. But we can know it, right? We don't always have to preach it at folk. Sometimes we do. But yeah, we have to know it, and we have to know it for ourselves first so we can help others see it in themselves. And then we affirm, walking in faith, my steps are sure, divine guidance is clear, and my path is illuminated. And I'll repeat those one at a time if you want to say it after me. Walking in faith, my steps are sure, divine guidance is clear, and my path is illuminated. And so it is. So as we talk about prayer today, it's one of the 5 principles, and we've mentioned this wonderful book by Ellen Davenport, The 5 Principles, A Guide to Practical Spirituality. We use this in our new member classes, And I go to it again and again and again when I want to focus on the 5 principles. And the 4th one is prayer. So first one, God is all good, everywhere present. Second one, that divinity is in each and every one of us. Third one is we help create our world, our circumstances through the power of our thinking, which we could go on and on about. We did a little bit last Sunday, because sometimes I didn't create this, I didn't want that, I did not create that. Nope. But we create our circumstances with the help of our thoughts. And it doesn't mean everything that shows up, I created that, even though some of us say that. And then 4th is prayer, that we connect with Spirit. And through prayer and meditation in that quiet place, we connect with Spirit and know better. And then next week we'll talk about the 5th one, which is, it's one thing to know these principles, and it's another thing to use them. As an old friend said at my very first Unity Church, it works if you work it. He was so excited because he got some kind of music gig on TV. And he went up to the minister and he said, it works if you work it. And we said, yeah, yes, it does. Prayer is, as Eric Butterworth said, not setting things right, but seeing things rightly. Not setting things right, but seeing them rightly. We want to let loose the chains and pressure of worry and doubt and fear. So if we want to do that, we see things from a right, quote-unquote, perspective, a point of view. Been reading, belong to this children's lit group that's doing a story storm thing on Facebook, and everyone's trying to create new ideas. So one person was saying, she's an author, and she was saying, I started looking at things from a different point of view. She was talking about her faith, her Muslim faith, and Ramadan and Iftar, which is when you don't eat until sunset every day, and then you have the Iftar meal because they fast during Ramadan. And she said, well, I was writing this picture book, and beautiful books that she does, and she said, I decided to do it from the point of view of the Iftar meal. And when I was reading that, wow, the point of view of an inanimate object. So point of view can just change how we look at things. Are we looking at something from the point of view of the awfulness of it, which we get a lot of opportunity to learn those lessons from the news and the world and things people do, or are we looking at it from the point of view of a higher place? Yeah, this happened, but how might this evolve into something better? How might we learn from this? How might we become better at it? Last night I was making a cup of chamomile tea before I was going to bed, and I've got all these tea boxes. And those of you that like tea, you have like so many boxes of tea, and it's in one cabinet. And I'm trying to get to the chamomile, and all these tea boxes just started flying out of this space. And I was like, what is that? I know there was nothing in that cabinet. It made me wonder for a minute, but no. And I'm just like, okay, it's just, what can I learn from this? And it's to create more space, right? For more tea. Thank you, Mary. I'm going to go to Trader Joe's after church. They have some really good tea selections. So think about everything from that. What is it telling me? What is it teaching me? The actual principle says this: prayer is creative thinking that heightens the connection with God mind. Note, it doesn't say connecting to, because the connection, I believe, is always there. It's constant. We don't have to connect to Spirit. We have to realize we are connected to Spirit. It heightens the connection with God mind, and therefore brings forth wisdom, healing, prosperity, and everything good. That is from Reverend Ellen Davenport. And from Job 33:4, for our Bible verse, the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. And for Myrtle Fillmore, Spirit, she's the co-founder of Unity. I think she was like in charge of it, to tell you the truth. Spirit intends you to be a radiating center that will draw to you whatever you need to be well and to be strong, successful, and prosperous. And one more from Reverend Ellen. Prayer is not to solicit God, but to solidify us. We're not soliciting God, we're solidifying ourselves. However, have you ever been in that place where you really wanted to solicit God, where you wanted to beg, where you wanted to, please help me with this? That's okay, right? It's okay. Sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes that's what helps us. Sometimes that's what carries us through. And sometimes we just need to declutter all the other stuff around us. I know January is a huge decluttering time for me. I always try to get it done before the end of the month because it seems like the energy kind of shuts off on January 31st. I see you shaking your head. Yes. Yeah. Do you do that too, Jennifer? It's just like, yeah. So I'm decluttering and decluttering and decluttering, and that creates space, right? And it feels so good, and I'm letting go. It's all these steps of prayer. Kevin, you have that slide in the pack about the 5 steps of unity prayer. If you want to put that up, I'll go through them. It's letting go of things. And every time I go to my desk, I'm like, papers, all papers with one thing written on them, one line, and it's a 2-sided sheet of paper. So I don't necessarily throw them all out, but I might snip off that line and use them for something else, but just to make space. It's a little hard to read if you're even here, even right in front of it. So step number 1, and this changes. And when I went back to get doubly ordained, I had to remember these things and memorize a lot of them. I was like, 5 steps? I thought there was 7. No, then there was 3. But these are one of the Unity 5-step prayer process. Number 1, relax. Let go of your worries. Relax, breathe deep, knowing that God is with you and all is well. So let's practice this. One thing today that you would like to pray about. You're not going to share it with anybody, so pick deep if you want. Might be a person, might be a place, might be some energy that you're wanting, something for the new year that you'd really like to see. So just choose that thing. So number 1, we relax. We let go of our worries. Breathe deep. Do some breathing. Knowing that God is with you and all is well. So you're choosing one thing to pray about. Concentrate. Close your eyes. Turn your thoughts from the outer to within to a place of peace. So we're closing our eyes, turning our thoughts within to that peaceful place, like that prayer chapel, the peace chapel. Meditate. Feel the serenity of God's presence, soothing your mind and relaxing your body during your time of quiet meditation. If you want a copy of this, we'll send it to you, because we're not going to meditate for a long time. We're just going through the steps together. So feel that serenity wrapping around you and your prayer. And then 4, embrace the silence. Focus on the silence of your soul. You feel your soul. God awaits you there in that quiet place, in that place of stillness, in that place where you just allow it and feel it. That's why we like to meet in person, because there's energy in this room. People feel it when they walk in. It's from years of praying here and meditating together. It's an energy of well-being. It's an energy of, I'm going into this more silent place now, leaving everything outside for a bit. And then finally to give thanks. Your mind and body are renewed and relaxed, and you're ready to return to your day. Quietly affirm, thank you, God, thank you, Spirit, whatever your name is for the divine. There is energy in a prayer like that. If you were praying for someone else or thinking about them, they might not let you know, but it also has not surprised us when people have contacted, whether it's Unity Athens or individuals, and said, you know, at about 10 till noon today, Eastern time, I felt you. I felt like, or I felt a wave of good coming to me, or I felt a solution to an issue I'm going through, or I just felt like calling you. It's energy. It's fun to work with and play with, but it's just also not hard to do, really. You just feel it and you let it go and you allow it. And that's another reason, again, why it's good to be together in person. And giving thanks, you know, that's a continual thing on your heart every single day. So we thank you for that. We have a sacred exchange basket over there. Betty, you can pass it. Now, we know people donate online, so don't feel bad if you pass the basket on. We're not trying to guilt anyone into giving. Or you may have dropped one in one of the other baskets on your way in, or you're just passing today, and that's fine. If you're at home and you want to know how to support Unity Athens, you can go to unityathens.com. That's our website. There's Easy Tithe and PayPal and a way to mail a check. We appreciate your support and your giving because we love our space and we want to continue to grow here and to have beautiful musicians in like Jennifer. So she is going to come up and do another song. What's the song you're going to do, Jennifer?
Well, since you were speaking on prayer today, I thought I'd do my song called My Prayer.
Awesome. We're going to take just a moment and hold our blessings or our gifts or the thought of what we're able to give over our hearts and just know that as we give, we receive. And we are so grateful for all the abundance and prosperity in our lives. We say thank you, and we turn it over to Jennifer.
I now use the gifts I have and bring them to the table, filled with all life's passion. Lord, I'm willing and am able to loose these chains of doubt I've had and watch them disappear. For I am alive
Kevin, if you would put up our prayer for protection, please. It's also on the walls. This was written by James Dillett Freeman, poet laureate of Unity. There's a microchip copy of it on the moon. It was taken up by one of the astronauts, unless Aldrin, or I need to print that on my brain somewhere, I'm not sure. By one of the astronauts, put it on the moon. Now, some of us like to say, and all is well at the end of it, but the actual original is this way. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Let's say that again, okay? And really feel it deep. Maybe give yourself a hug. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And for a closing prayer, let's declare something. Now, there might be something on your heart or on your mind. How about that all is well? How about that all is well? We say it sometimes without really thinking all is well. And by the way, let me tell you what happened yesterday. All is well. And oh, did you hear what that person said? All is well. And oh, I'm so worried I gotta go to the doctor. All is well. And look at what's going on across the globe. All is well. And why do we have war? All is well. So how about this? To affirm all is well from a standpoint of knowing that God is in everything. That there are people learning their way in this world. That we all have that inner Christedness, God's self within and through us. Sometimes we ignore it. Sometimes we aren't our best selves. Sometimes we say things that are hurtful to someone else. But we can forgive ourselves and we can forgive others, and we can understand that there is God good, G-O-D, G-O-O-D, in just about everything I can think of. Maybe it's a transformative thing. Maybe it's people learning. Maybe it's people that on their soul journey decided to come in and act a certain way to make us stronger. I don't know all the answers, but I know prayer works, and I know prayer helps, and I know we are praying for all of you that are watching online. We're praying for our world. We're praying for everyone here, your dear ones, your families, and your friends. We're praying for unity and new thought and all the belief systems. I was so delighted to be at the interfaith group, the ecumenical service. So glad that Betty was there last Sunday and Michelle was there last Sunday. There's so many people. We're praying for so many wonderful things. It's for the Athens Area Human Relations Council and the Interfaith Clergy Partnership of Greater Athens. And wow, what a turnout we had. We were praying. We're praying for everybody. We're praying for getting along and helping others and doing our best for our youth. So that's our prayer. That's the prayer we're sending out from Unity Athens to everyone here and to everybody watching and to everyone that might watch in the future on YouTube or whatever. Prayer. You are surrounded by it. Feel it like a translucent bubble as you walk in this world. Sending out, okay, let's sparkle it up, sending out sparkles and glows and little love hugs everywhere you walk today. So if someone looks at you and says, Jennifer, what's that sparkly stuff coming off of you? And
It's my Lancome eyeshadow.
there you go. So we say farewell, all is well, continue to do well as we close with some music. I want to give Jennifer another big round of applause. Let's do that as she closes us out today.
I did this song at Trinity Center for Spiritual Living a while back, And I hadn't been there in about 5 years, and I subbed in for my good friend Gwen Hughes the other day. And a lady came up to me afterwards and she said, Jen, remember when you were music director here and you put words, new words to the lullaby? Lullaby and good night, da, 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 da. And she said, all you did was say, life is good, all is well, 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 life is good, all is well. She said, Jennifer, I use that prayer all the time. If I am lost or if I'm sad or upset, she said, it's just the easiest thing in the world to remember because the melody is familiar and it's just 2 phrases. So let's close our eyes and think of the world today. I know there is strife. I know there are things going on. We have the power to send our love and our energy. Life is good, all is well. 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 Now put your hands on your heart and sing this to yourself. Life is good, all is well. 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 God bless you all and go forward in faith and in prayer today. I know a lot of you are probably waiting for the peace song. Would you like to do the peace song too? To some folks, it's just not a unity service without the peace song.